chairs pushed all the way over there, and I guess since you know, you don't come up here too often.
You told me to remind you, Wanda, about comment for Miss Horton.
Yeah, but she's not here.
Okay, so you want to wait till
Yeah.
she's here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Where is she out today?
Here, she had to go to a meeting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then
I'll probably just go ahead and say it anyway. That's right. It gave me 20 minutes. I got 20 minutes now. And I'm taking all 20. That's right. Man, all my stuff on. Yeah. Oh, you wasn't here for the vote, so it went automatic. See, that's what happens when you miss your vote. Gotta be here.
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. A quorum is present.
Department. It seems to me that, rather than hiring all these part-time people, wouldn't it be better for us maybe to hire some permanent people? It just seems to me that, people will come in part-time. They don't know a whole lot about our city, and it's going to take them a while to get up. But if we had permanent people, I think it might be better. That is to item 6. It concerns me about item number 8. I was wondering too, and I was just asking the officer here about how many police officers we have here. I'm not sure. And I know that you have other uniforms to consider cleaning. But if we have 200, 300 police officers, whatever we do have, $7,000 a month, it seems to me that maybe even if we could allot a little money to the officers themselves or to other people, that seems like a heck of a lot of money for such few employees to be paying every month to, for cleaning of their uniforms. I think that we could do better, they could do better with regard to that. I'm really concerned about this Hollywood Park again. We were told that there wouldn't be any tax dollars involved in that project over there. And in this item 10, item 11, I'm sorry, we're giving them, let me make sure that was, some $46,000 from the gas tax funds. Those are tax funds that it seems to me that we can find better use for this community rather than giving any monies back to Hollywood Park. We were told that, we were not going to be involved in this project with tax dollars. And it just seems that, we could use those monies ourselves rather than giving them Hollywood Park with regard to this project going on. Those are some of my concerns for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fisher.
My name is Willie A.G., and I live in the beautiful city of Inglewood. Consent calendar number 6. Every night I get on my knees and I pray to God, thank Him for having a council, a staff that's taking care of this city. You do the hard votes, and you get the credit for it. You don't listen to the naysayers. You do what's right for this city. Just keep up the good work. Thank you very much.
That we will close oh, I guess we won't. Hi, good to see you again.
Good afternoon to each and every one of you this afternoon. I am Dr. Gladys Fortner, and I were led by the Spirit of God to come to California. I live here in Inglewood, California, and I were led by the Spirit of God to pray for you all. So I pray for you each and every day. I don't know all of you, but I know the positions that are sections. I have an issue here in Inglewood that was brought to me in regards to they have the mafia doctors.
Ms. Fortner,
Yes.
I'm going to have to ask you to talk about something that's on the agenda right now, and when we come to the end of the meeting, then you can talk about just most anything you think relates to city business. But right now, it's just things on the agenda. So if I could ask you to just wait, and I believe you, in a few minutes, we'll be to that portion of the meeting.
Right. Bless you.
Very kind of you. God bless you. Okay. With that, we'll close public comment. Item 1, CSA 1 and H1.
Warrant register.
Move allow payment.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Council members and agency members Dodson,
Aye.
Padilla,
Aye.
Morales,
Aye.
Franklin,
Aye.
Mayor Chairman Buds.
Aye. Item 2, CSA 2, H2, and F1. I believe we opened the Finance Authority already.
Yes, sir, we did. Doing collectively the council successor agency and the housing authority for June 28th, 2016, July 5th, 2016, July 12th, 2016, and July 19th, 2016, with finance being July 12th, 2016.
Move approval.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Council members and agency members Dodson,
Aye.
Padilla,
Aye.
Morales,
Aye.
Franklin,
Aye.
Mayor Chairman Buds.
Aye. For the sake of clarity, I'm going to do something I never do. I want to pull item 6 and want to pull item 8 and want to seek approval of 3, 4, 5, 6, and 9.
So moved.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Council members Dodson,
Aye.
Padilla,
Aye.
Morales,
Aye.
Franklin,
Aye.
Mayor Buds.
Aye. Mr. Sparza, could I see you for a minute on item 6?
Did we
No, he
just
just
call the
pulled.
vote on that?
No,
No, I pulled that.
waiting.
Pulled six.
Did you want me to read it or you don't want me to read
Yeah,
it?
would you read item 6?
Yes, sir. Staff report recommending approval of an amendment to the agreement with SMF's Consulting LLC to assist the Finance Department with accounting processes, procedures, analysis work, and other special tasks as assigned to provide additional funding through the end of fiscal year 2015-16.
All right. Now, Mr. Sparza, before we take the vote, you know, this is a large amount of money, and employees are confused as well as probably some members of the public. Could you explain what this person does for, you know, a significant sum of money annually, and his most noteworthy contribution to our finances over the past couple years, and what that amount was?
Yes, David Esparza, Assistant City Manager, Chief Financial Officer. This individual has worked with the Finance Department and many other departments within the city to go over their books and reconcile a number of transactions that have been taking place. Although this contract is with the Finance Department, this individual does get let out to other departments to help them as well. For example, he was instrumental in reconciling the grant funds in the RSI program recently, and was very critical in our assessment of the $4.8 million that LAWA owed the city for work that had been done, back as far as 2003 through 2010.
Okay, so let me make this really clear, that this person deconstructed a series of records that were opaque, amorphous, and disorganized since 2003, and was able to establish the predicate so the city could be reimbursed $4.8 million from LAWA.
That is correct.
All right, I think I get it. Thank you very much. That's all I needed. And the reason that we're having him continue on because he's doing more of the same. Is that right?
That's correct. He is a very good forensic accountant and is able to go back through the records, kind of put them back together, if you will, and then make sense out of the transactions.
Okay. And this is part of our ongoing effort to completely reconcile all the city records so that, we pass our audits and that we continue to get our upgraded bond ratings from Moody's. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And also, since this employee is not a full-time employee, we don't pay PERS, medical benefits, and all the associated benefits that are associated with full-time employment. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Do we have the option at any moment, at any minute, to terminate his services and say, you don't come back to work tomorrow?
Absolutely, yes.
So we do not have to spend this full amount if we come to a point where we don't have the work. Is that correct? Thank you very much, sir.
Mayor, I move items approval of 1 and 2.
Second.
Madam City Clerk.
Council members Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Mayor Buds.
Aye. Now, on item 8, I don't know if this is cleaning bills associated with our MOUs or if this is for uniform purchases for new employees or replacement. So could you explain that?
Hi, Michael Tate.
Hi, Michael.
Purchasing Manager, City of Inglewood. This involves some replacement and cleaning, some embroidery for the new uniforms.
All right. So what this amount basically amounts to is this: it covers the city's obligations for cleaning, uniform purchase for new employees, uniform replacement per MOUs, and for embroidering of names and titles on the uniforms that we purchase that differentiate the different divisions of the department. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
Do we have about 400 employees that wear uniforms in the city? Do you
I don't have the
an estimate?
exact count, but it's about that, yes.
Okay, and so this would amount to about $20 a month. And if the figure was 400, I don't think that that's too liberal, then this would amount to about $20 a month per employee on the average. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Move approval of items 1 and 2.
Second.
Madam City Clerk.
Council members Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Mayor Buds.
Aye. The remainder of consent calendar items 10 through 18.
So moved.
Second. Madam City Clerk.
Council members Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Mayor Buds.
Aye. A1.
Thank you, Mayor. We had a closed session, CS1, regarding the bargaining groups with SEIU, Service Employees International Union. Discussion was held in direction given to staff. There was a second bargaining group, which is Inglewood Police Civilian Management Association. And as to that item, Council, there's a motion to allow opening regarding that particular bargaining group.
So moved. Second. Madam Clerk.
Council members Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales. Yes, sir. Okay, so noted. So we abstained on that one. Franklin?
Aye.
Mayor Buds?
Aye.
The second item is CS2, which is the workers' compensation claim of Karina Rodriguez. There's a request for settlement in that matter.
So moved.
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Council members Dodson?
Aye.
Padilla?
Aye.
Morales? So noted. Franklin?
Aye.
Mayor Buds?
Aye.
The last item is CS3, which is again is a workers' compensation claim of Lash Bailey. There was a request for settlement in that amount. A request for a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Council members Dodson?
Aye.
Padilla?
Aye.
Morales? So noted. Franklin?
Aye.
Mayor Buds?
Aye.
And there's no oral reports from the city attorney's office.
CM1,
Or reports from the city manager's office?
C1.
Yes, Mayor, thank you. The city clerk wanted me to just make note that early voting does start October the 11th. So if you want to go out and start voting at that time, you can. The last day to register to vote for the November election is October the 24th. And if you want to become a poll worker, please call 800-815-2666 and select the option 7. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. CT1, Madam City Treasurer.
Thank you, Mayor. Just like to report, I did make one bond purchase. It was a Fannie Mae. It has a rate of 1.50. It's a 5-year, non-call for 1 year. So we'll have this rate for at least a full year. And it was purchased from Bush Morgan Securities. And also, just give you a little information regarding where yields are. The 5-year note is at 1.15, the 10-year note at 1.55, and the 30-year note is at only 2.24%. And the state pool has roughly about $75.4 billion portfolio. Most of it is invested in treasuries, paying approximately 0.60%, and the rest is in CDs and time deposits and commercial paper. It is my belief that the state can only go out 1 full year in investments. So that's one reason why their rates are rather low. And also, I'd like to point out, we did have one bank failure that was in Woodbury, Georgia. They had assets of $21.4 million, and it will cost the FDIC fund $5.2 million. So all told, we've had now 4 banks that have failed this year. Total banks that have failed since 2007 to 2016 is 522 banks, and the total assets of these failed banks is $707 billion. And the loss to the FDIC is $90.6 billion. And the smaller banks, like your Broadway Federal and some of the others, smaller banks that have borrowed to TARP money have not repaid that money to the tune of roughly about $11 billion that is still outstanding. That concludes my remarks in my report.
Thank you. Any persons wishing to address the council on any matter not contained elsewhere on the agenda may do so at this time. Ma'am, now is your time.
Thank you for allowing me to return.
Yes, ma'am.
As I stated before, has been brought to my attention that we have the mafia doctors in the hospitals here. And I think that there should be and there can be something done in regards to that. And my reason for saying that is that when patients go to the emergency room and they see the doctors that are in the hospital and that are on staff, they block your regular doctors from coming in to see you. And the doctors, regular doctors, have informed some individuals that they have the mafia doctors that are blocking them, whereas that they cannot visit their patients. Their patients are in the hospital that they take over. And I don't think that's a good thing, because if your doctor already know your condition while they're experimenting and trying to find out what's going on with you, your doctor could be very resourceful to the doctors there in the hospital that could save tax money.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
You can both come up and line up. That way it would save time. Go, come on up. Mr. Fisher, you can come on up too as well.
Hello. I'd like to ask the council to speak personally on the you all stance on the SEIU negotiations. I haven't heard any personal comment about it. Thank you.
I was talking here a week or two ago about these marijuana shop here on Manchester and also the smoke shop up Fifth Avenue. I'm wondering, to begin with, have any of you asked our attorney to get involved in that yet? Is there any movement at all on it? I'd like to know. Also, you know, it concerns me in the last 12 months here on Monday last week in the 900 block of 60th Street, we had a young man who was 30 years old who was murdered over there. In the last 12 months, we've had as many as 20 murders in the city of Inglewood.
That's absolutely untrue, Mr. Fisher.
It's not untrue. You can go to the LA Times and find out that it is true. So don't tell me it is not true, you know. And I tell each and every one of you who are citizens here of Inglewood to check it yourself.
Are you saying this year there have been 20
I'm saying
murders?
in the last 12 months is what I said.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Okay, well, you know, please don't challenge me on things I know. Thank you.
But I don't know that to be true, though.
Good afternoon, Mayor, City Council, and staff. I would just like to thank the mayor for increasing the volume within the chambers. I don't have to strain to listen anymore. I can hear everybody clearly, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Very welcome. Thank you, Ms. Sly.
Good afternoon, Mayor, City Council, and staff. Ray Davis, 2nd District. Actually, I came to give some good news, but I would like to touch on a note of concern at the end. On my block, unit that's a 1-bedroom and about 300 square feet bigger than mine just went into escrow for $369,000. How does it affect me? Well, I could list mine with a straight face for $325,000. And I'm here to tell you, 2 years ago, my place would have appraised at $145,000. The turnaround has been that great. I would challenge anybody to tell me how that's bad. Anyone? But there's a point of concern. Quickly in my last 3 seconds, there was something on the news about a couple of gentlemen doing weird things in camouflage and how they bounced around here with weapons, and then they ended up down in Lakewood. And if you can talk about that, I'd appreciate it. What was going on with that? Thank you.
We did last week, but I'll brief you again. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Anita Casey. I used to be a resident of Inglewood, California. And I'm a person that has been diagnosed with a mental illness. Someone used my body was on the computer, hackers using. I'm looking for votes or however to out loud. It deals with animals, it deals with kids. I'm just looking for votes.
All right, close public comment. Are there any council comments? Councilman Dodson.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, I'd like to thank the 83rd Street Block Club between Crenshaw and Victoria for inviting me to their party. It was very well attended. Had quite a few people out there, so congratulations to them on a great block party. The city has a shredding event coming this Saturday, September 17th, from 9 to 1 on Gravilla Avenue off of Manchester. They want you to come out and bring your disposable papers, and they also will be disposing of clothes and bicycle donations. So put that on your calendar. Saturday, September 17th, 9 to 1, over on Gravilla, right in front of Inglewood High School. Now, on Saturday, August 20th, Ms. Betty Griffith hosted an event to unveil a new state-of-the-art waste and recycle receptacle located at Briarwood Housing Community. These receptacles was funded through the California Department of Resources, Recycling, and Recovery Grant, which offers funding opportunities authorized by legislation to assist public and private entities in the safe and effective management of these waste streams. The new receptacles are designed to make it easy and convenient to dispose of both waste and recycle. Mayor Butts was in attendance and threw away the very first piece of trash, along with myself, Councilman Franklin, and Mrs. Don Harris of Consolidated Waste Disposal Service. Also in attendance was Miss Angela Williams, Mrs. Andriana Grimes of the Environmental Service Division of the Public Works Department here at the City of Inglewood, and also the members of Briarwood residents. It's good when the city can find resources, in this case, Cal Recycle, to work to enhance the quality of life for Inglewood residents. And that was just a grant that they received. Oh, and he just reminded me that Viesta, my team, will be having their grand ribbon cutting. What's the date? On September the 16th. So please put that on your calendar. And I want to thank you all for coming out. We appreciate your input. And I want to make a special thanks to Betty Griffith, because it was a well put on event, and it gave me a lot of information about recycling that I did not have before. So if Betty's around, I want you to know that I appreciate you inviting me, and I'll make sure that I get the information out. Thank you very much.
Councilman Padilla.
Thanks, Mayor. Appreciate it. A couple of quick things. Last week on Wednesday and Thursday, the mayor and council and staff had an opportunity to hear our department heads talk about their budget and some of the items that they need for our upcoming fiscal year, which starts October 1st. I want to just thank our department heads and our managers and staff for doing 2 days of very professional presentations about where we're at as it relates to needs assessments for their individual departments. I want to thank them for those wonderful presentations. I also just want to make sure to invite everybody to a couple of upcoming events. The Hispanic Heritage Festival and Classic Car Show is going to take place on Saturday, September 17th at noon, right behind City Hall at Crozier School in the back of the school. So please come out and support this event. We'll have live entertainment, and it'll be a great community event. The week before that, on Saturday, September the 10th, at noon in District 2 at North Park, we're going to have our 4th annual picnic and chili cook-off. So please come out and support this community event. We still have a couple of openings for those folks that are good chili cookers that are interested in participating. Please call my office at 310-412-8601. Last week, Councilmember Franklin and I had an opportunity to attend the Inglewood Apartment Owners Association meeting, which was held at the library. It was a really good event, an opportunity for us to listen and address some of the concerns as it relates to their association. So I want to thank Mr. Malcolm Bennett for inviting us to their event. Also, this past Saturday, Mayor Butts and I attended the 400 block of 64th Place, their annual summer barbecue and gathering. It was a very well-attended event by the community members and even some business owners from the surrounding community there in our district. Also, Dr. Matthews from the school district was there. So it's these are the type of events that we attend that really gives us an opportunity to meet and talk with the residents and hear what they have to say and discuss all the wonderful positive things that are happening here in Inglewood. And so it just was a great event, seeing a lot of the young kids out there participating in these type of events. So with that, I want to thank all of you for coming out today, and I trust you'll enjoy the rest of your week. Mayor, I'd ask for you to close in memory of Maureen Cunningham. She was a parishioner at St. Jerome's Church who suddenly passed away last Sunday morning. That's Maureen Cunningham. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Franklin.
Yes, first of all, let me piggyback with my colleague from the 1st District and said thank you, Betty Griffith, for the invite of coming to Briarwood. It's great to know that working with city staff, they are out there looking for grants, and they were instrumental on being able to find this recycling grant, which we now have containers in Briarwood. And so it was a great fan festival event. Yes, we all threw our first containers of trash in the receptacles, but that's what the purpose is all about, to identify that we have quality of life issues, and this was an opportunity for us to lead the charge, but it all started with Betty Griffith and her team. So my hat's off to your homeowners association, et cetera. Also, Mayor, I would like before I do that, I would also like to thank W.G. Howard, who is the block club captain, or the past block club captain of Chenera Avenue. This past weekend, they had a very large block club event in which even Congresswoman Waters was in attendance, as well as other elected officials that was there. It's just one location where there's just great karma with the residents, and it truly was a festival event, and so my hat's off to the Chenera Avenue Block Club. Mayor, I will ask that you close the meeting in honor of Floyd Robertson. Floyd has been a longtime business person in the city of Inglewood, particularly District 4, for 39 years. He's known for his fantastic Floyd's Barbershop that's located on the corner of Imperial Highway and Yukon Avenue. And he was very instrumental on providing employment opportunities for our neighborhood youth, and he will be dearly missed. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Councilman Morales.
Thank you. Just briefly, but I'd like to make sure that the Hispanic Festival actually gets a good turnout like they did last year. But the bigger it grows, the more fanfare we're going to get. I know they have some invited entertainers. That should be great. In regards to the block clubs that are coming around this summer and have been, Alex mentioned some, I want to say that over the years I've noticed that that's one of the unique things we have here in the city. These block clubs have not just sprouted in the last couple of years. Some of them have been doing their block club for over 30 years, every year. And that just shows kind of the spirit of our community, and how when we say we're out there, we get a really good pulse of what's going on. That's accurate. These are folks that have been doing the same thing for 30 years, and they know how they feel. I'll tell you that. So it's a great thing, great opportunity. Some of you folks that haven't been out to some of them, if you get invited, I think it's just a great opportunity to get to know our city. So that's it, Mayor. Thanks.
I went on the Times log, and you're right, they don't list 20, they list 19 homicides over the last 12 months. Actually, though, that isn't a complete recounting, because some of those include officer-involved shootings, which are maybe homicides, but they're not murders. They also don't include a couple instances where self-defense was the motive of the person that committed the act. So, and to put things in perspective, Inglewood's a town that for many years averaged 30 or more murders a year. Murders, not homicides, but murders. And we had our least number of homicides ever in 2015, and that was 10. And when we got down to the 20 level, that was considered real strides for the city. So while one death is one death too many, you know, they say there are liars, damn liars, and statisticians. You have to take things holistically, and if you look holistically at crime in the city, over the last 5 years, we have the 5 lowest consecutive years of crime in the history of keeping records. I think we started keeping records in 1978, and we've had years where we've had as many as 55. And now what we do is we shoot to stay definitely under 20. As I said, there were 10 at the end of 2015, but we continue to make progress in the city and public safety. The reality is that this is a difficult world that we live in, and while crime has continued to drop in Inglewood, it has continued to rise in the Los Angeles areas that border us. And since everything is comparative, I think comparatively, I don't think I know comparatively, we've been able to do a much more focused job, and I really compliment our police chief and our police department on what they've done. The block club at 83rd and Victoria did a fantastic job. So 64th, where Councilman Padilla and I were able to attend another great celebration. I went by Hardy in 6th, but I didn't. I must have been too early. It's hard when there's a whole bunch to do. And there was one more this weekend. But I guess the main point I was going to make is that in all these, I try to attend every block party for summer block parties, and I have not heard one single complaint, nothing but praise for where the city's going. I was in the barber shop today, and I did hear a complaint that the solar automatic trash compactor at La Brea and Manchester was full, and I had a call put into Angela Williams to make sure that we got it emptied. The council here is they're at work 24/7, and I believe in my heart that's in large part due to that and the diligence of our staff is why they're just we really don't receive complaints like we used to, and I'm very proud of that. I want to close the meeting in the name of Floyd Robinson, Maureen Cunningham, and we had an appraiser that done work for the city for a long time. I just know his last name is Kirk. Does anyone know Mr. Kirk's first name?
Gepner.
Getner?
Gepner.
Gepner Kirk. He passed suddenly on Friday, I believe, from basically an aneurysm of a blood vessel in his neck, and I think he was somewhere in his 50s. So we really salute him for his service to the city, and we're adjourned.